During the summer of 2023, we moved to a remote Scottish Hebridean island to be its only two residents, along with our two pet sheep and pair of cats. These remote islands seem to retain an old-fashioned rhythm and a charm which we find encouraging us to live a more frugal and simple life, the way man was perhaps more intended to. We have an ancient stone cottage to restore, veggies to grow, livestock to build up, fish to catch and smoke, a boat to buy, and much more. Step back in time with us at the Scottish Isle.
When was the last time you was down here?
In summer?
Yeah, so it's been a long time, hasn't it? Now, this isn't usually covered in seaweed like it is, so probably going to need my hand getting down here.
Well, unless you trip and fall. Oop.
So, dear Katie, why have we come down here today?
You feeling all right?
No, I'm not actually. I'm having a bad morning.
What a glorious day.
It is, it's lovely, isn't it?
How could anybody have a bad morning with this as a backdrop?
Oh, the other day we saw two deer on the very top of the hill in front of us. I'll put a picture up on screen now so you can see where we're talking about, but just a silhouette of two deer. I've been waiting, well, since we've been here, 7-8 months for that to happen, and it finally happened.
We've got quite a lot of wildlife activity at the moment. The deer were out during the day. There's Canada geese, you can probably hear them. They're all over the place at the minute, they must be nesting. Bloomin' racket they make. Come to the island, they said, it'll be peaceful, they said.
Yeah, it's not, well, I mean, you don't mind it though, do you?
No, I'm only joking.
It doesn't, every now and again it gets a bit loud, and then that's when you notice it, but now it's just kind of the backdrop, hasn't it? Or it's become the backdrop. Anyway, you never answered my question.
What was your question?
Katie, what are we doing here today?
Well, Scott, we're just in the next bay around from the, just not very far from the cottage. And a lady who used to holiday with her family at the cottage, visiting former residents, came on to YouTube and sent us some messages, and we've been chatting. She's been sending us some photos. And just last night she said, just around the shoreline, follow the shoreline round from the cottage and you'll find a small cave, and it's full of interesting things. So we've come round to see if we can find it, because it does sound interesting and intriguing.
Everybody that's been watching this knows that I've been round here multiple times and I've filmed it, and what she said is in this cave is not in this cave.
Oh, you think you know what cave it is?
Well, no, I don't. There's plenty of places that it could be a cave, but the places that I think it might be, I've already been in. And look, for instance, this one here, yeah? Mm-hmm. You see that one there? Mm-hmm. As far as I remember, it's just full of junk. Somebody's thrown in there.
Well, let's go and have a...
Well, I don't want to put down on things, be pessimistic. I'm just saying...
We are pessimists.
I'm just saying that I've been round these parts.
Glass half empty.
I've been round these parts and I haven't seen anything. Where are you going?
I'm going to have a look.
Okay.
Yeah, it's here.
What, that you found it?
Yeah.
Oh, we've walked like 30 seconds.
I mean, it's another midden of sorts, but she's absolutely right. It's full of old shoes. Look. Can you see? See up at the back there?
How bizarre.
Some of these are, like, look at the sole of this one. They're proper old leather shoes, Victorian.
Those over there are Victorian Edwardian boots.
Yeah, I see them. The ones that they look green now.
I'm going to go and grab them from the other side.
Yeah,
Right.
you can. Just like to say as well, while we're here, marvelling, look how stunningly beautiful this rock is. It glitters. All the different colours of lichen. So beautiful. Anyway.
I mean, this is just a midden, isn't it? It's just where they was dumping their rubbish. So these shoes were broken shoes. Can you see me?
Yeah.
The thing is, though, if we'd have caught this earlier, or if somebody had got them, they could have repaired these, or at least brought them back to life in some capacity. There are loads. I mean, I would estimate there are probably about 10, 12 pairs of shoes in here. Boots. How weird.
It's beastie.
However,
Yeah.
it's not cave.
Not a cave.
Da, 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 da.
You always wanted to be in Diana Jones, didn't you?
Well, it's an old midden, but
It's a shoe midden.
somewhere they were specifically putting their old shoes. Did you think there was some kind of ritual to this? There's loads of bits of plate in here and stuff. Broken bottles. I think if we actually excavated this and dug down, we'd probably find quite a lot of, junk, but you know what I mean. Well, we can't get all the pairs of shoes out of there and boots, but this is a selection of like one each of the best preserved. There's more underneath the leaves and everything. I mean, it's very difficult to get in there, isn't it, to do a proper excavation.
We need a kid to come and volunteer and go in. Although, is there much point in taking them out?
No, you can't do anything with them, can you? It's like there's no preserving them now. They're too far gone. But what a bizarre find. Well, I've obviously, in my time, bought and sold a lot of shoes, especially Victorian and Edwardian.
Well, they're a pair, aren't they? They're hobnail boots. And these are...
Hang on, are they a pair? Oh, I don't know if they are. Oh, they might be, yeah.
And these are ladies' boots. These are... Look how nice those were. I would wear those.
The eyelets are different. So, but that's the most complete one.
It's like you say, they're obviously all handmade shoes, and I don't think it's ritual. I don't like archaeologists saying everything's ritual that they can't explain, but I think there is a sense of tradition to this. This is where we put our shoes when they're gubbed.
Put this up
Broken.
I don't know if that's going to focus or not. But the one thing they all have in common is the heels are ripped off. There are no heels on any of them.
But there must be some sort of... There's some sense of tradition that this is where we put the shoes. It's intriguing.
It's an old like whiskey bottle. It looks, I'd say, early Edwardian. And then there's loads of this kind of stuff in there.
It's like a bowl, doesn't it?
Yeah, there's actually part of what looks like a really deep bowl or a jug.
Actually, that looks like an ashet to me. You know, like a big serving platter. In Scotland, they call them ashets. We call them.
But yeah, what a mad thing to find.
There's many, many pairs still in there. Well remembered, Mandy.
Well, we need a head torch, don't we?
Yeah, we do need a torch.
Women's boots again.
Yeah, Victorian ladies' boots.
They are Victorian boots, they are. It's a shame there's just nothing left of them. We've come too late, I'm afraid, to save these because we have saved many pair of shoes. Remember the last ones you did?
Yeah.
Can you remember who it was, who they belonged to?
Famous golfer, very important golfer.
Because we had the lasts as well, didn't we?
Yeah.
The lasts and the boots.
Georgian boots, weren't they?
Stunning. But what? It's just mad. I mean, I'm looking at it thinking, what am I looking at?
Well, do you know what else is mad? Is the fact that we're just going to put them back and walk away. And this is the cave of shoes.
It's another thing for his map.
That's right, Jerry. The cave of shoes.
Jerry's making like he made us a Tolkien-esque map of the island.
Which we shared before, but it's been added to now. All these wee things that we're finding.
Keeps adding to it. So now we've got the cave of shoes.
Sheep are out and about. I bought this old Hessian, or jute, or whatever you call it, sackcloth. I'm going to make a couple of wee sets of curtains for these two windows because very soon we'll have boats mooring in the bay here, and tourists. We don't want them keeking in at the Scottish Isle, so I like this stuff. It looks nice with the light coming through it, and it's kind of rustic and beachy. I also like the idea of using this because the former residents would have used it. Back in the day when the old part of the cottage was still under thatch, they would have hung this under the thatch and the rafters to keep them out of eyesight. Old sackcloth, so I thought that would be a nice nod to previous occupants. I'm also going to hang some here because we're not going to get round to doing the kitchen anytime soon, not till we finish the old part of the house. So I just want to hide that away. I don't like it all being out like that. So what do I need? 46. Why do you always pick the always go for the wrong end of the tape first?
rain or thundery showers, moderate or good, occasionally poor in the north. From Whitby to Gibraltar Point, southeast 4 or 5, veering west or southwest 3 or 4 later. Showers for a time, perhaps thundery in the north, good, occasionally poor in the north. From Gibraltar Point to North Foreland, southerly or southeasterly, veering westerly or southwesterly later 4 or 5. Showers for a time, good.
These are the wee tiebacks that I've made. Just keeping everything very simple and rustic. These are exactly what I had in mind. Just something very rustic and modest. I'm still to hem them. I've got some weights coming in the post, so I'm going to hem them to about here. The fabric's quite stiff, even though I've sort of softened it and washed it. It still needs a bit of help draping properly. But I'm quite happy with them. They'll be just the ticket. Yeah.
Today, this morning, this is coming down. We're not, both Katie and I, fans of this bushcrafting aesthetic. So let's crack on with this. It's basically just, what is it? Birch. But it's all been wired together, hence the wire cutters. Look at the state of my wire cutters. Look at these. Well, how did that happen? We left them over at the cedar that fell down. I couldn't find them, and I was like, I know where they are. Rusted completely in that period of time. What's it? It's only been 2-3 months. 2 months. Anyway, enough waffle. Let's get on with this. Right, that should be all the wire removed. I'm assuming what this was used for was just kind of a demarcation line for people who used to rent out the cabin. Start getting this place back to how it used to look. We've accumulated quite a few photographs now of how this whole area used to be. Well, going back, or going right back, the earliest one, which is the sepia coloured one of the cottage that we use, but right the way through now until late 1990s, early 2000s. And it looked a lot better than it does right now. So what we're trying to do is put it back to that aesthetic rather than whatever this is. Last one. Ugh. Right, come and have a look what I found the other day.
When a strange man tells you to come and follow him into the woods, you don't really want to.
Especially if it's me. Right, so when I was coming back from that walk the other day, instead of, do you know where we went down? Oh, we'll explain where we are. We're back near the old homestead,
The old half croft.
which is near the main road, and it was where I walked off into the bog at the end of the episode. So when I was coming back, instead of coming back the way that we went, I just happened to take a detour through here and follow this deer path here. And if I hadn't have done that, I would never have seen what I saw.
What did you saw?
Follow me. Because obviously I was coming up through here.
Oh yeah. What's that?
I thought that was a chimney.
Oh, what is it?
Now, do you remember, did we in the summer last year, were we walking over there trying to find somewhere? Because you see there's a, what is that, a byre there?
Yeah.
And we went walking up there, didn't we?
We're looking for things behind it.
Yeah. Well, this was directly behind where we were looking. And the other thing is, obviously, look at it round here. You would never see up here
Oh no.
during the height of the summer.
Wouldn't. Well, this one picked a view.
It's just crazy how many of these houses around here. And again, when you think when this was built, none of these trees would have been here. Another quite substantial one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wait till you see what's behind you.
Oh, wow. That reminds me of Scarra Brae. Different sort of building technique to our house. I feel like this one's quite a lot older actually. It's not often you get road noise on the Scottish Isle, is it?
How many of these have we found now?
I've lost count.
I mean,
Some of them make me feel melancholy.
yeah.
I don't know why. Could you imagine that view every morning? That's the island over there. But yeah, I just feel like a local elderly gent who's a friend told me that he was in his youth when the road was brought to the area, and he always says the community was rolled up in the road, and that's kind of how I feel about this settlement. I don't know why. I feel like the old timers, and I just feel melancholy.
Well, people automatically assume this is Highland clearances, don't they? However, there was a lack of work for people.
Well,
Communities became so large that there was no work for everybody.
Well,
So-
and his point was that when the road came, it kind of dissolved the community spirit because everyone had access to go off and do other things, and I guess the youngsters go off, and then the old timers die, and then that's it.
No one's interested.
Nobody comes back, and then this is the result. There are so many old crofts like this that it's that could be saved still. A viewer a while back got in touch and said he approached a landowner and asked to do up an old croft house. I guess it would be just a cottage down in England, I think, or Wales. And the landowner allowed him to do the cottage up and live there rent-free for a period of time. So anybody wanting this lifestyle, anybody dreaming of moving to Scotland and living in a croft, there are ways round, going to an estate agent and finding something. These places need saving, because otherwise they're all just going to be like this.
It wouldn't take much to rebuild this up. I mean, of course there is an effort involved, but it's footprints here. If you could buy this and a plot of land, clear the trees.
Well, you wouldn't even need to buy it. Like that's what I'm saying. You could potentially do it up and live here, and then it's a win for you and a win for the landowner.
The problem there straight away is it's the holiday let thing. The majority of landowners, I mean, I don't know who owns this, but the majority of landowners just think, well, once it's been done up, holiday let.
Yeah. Well, thank you for bringing me here. Now I feel terribly sad.
I don't know why.
I don't know why either.
To me, it doesn't feel any different to all the others that we've been to.
No.
We need to actually sit down and work it out, count them up. Right, we can do that while we're here. There's this one here, that one over there. There's two over there with the schoolhouse. That's it on this plot. I mean, we didn't even know that this was here, did we?
There is more here. There's a little animal pen over there as well. Did you see it?
Yeah, seen that. And the other animal pen over there must have been related to this one, or do you think it was related to the other one off the road?
Yeah, maybe it was a family, the son of the house gets married and they build a place for them just across the hill there.
Well, I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. This is prime. The amount of, I mean, I don't know if anybody's metal detected these. I don't even know if there's going to be anything here. There's so much archaeology for us to just swing a metal detector around on. And we've been gifted one, haven't we?
Yeah, one of our patrons is giving us a loan of his good one.
Which one is it?
So that's going to come soon. I don't know, you're the metal detecting guy.
I don't know, it's come completely out of my head which one it is. Minilab.
Mm-mm.
Anyway. So yeah, I mean, all these places are going to be revisited, and whatever we find, we'll show you. But yeah, there's just I've never lived. That's what I was going to say. I have never lived in an area with such rich, ancient buildings and archaeology around me.
You must just be like a kid in a sweet shop. You with your failed archaeology career.
That's right. It's just so much.
I have an American friend who's going to come and visit very soon, and she's probably going into a career in archaeology. She'll love it here.
You know how I feel about having Americans.
That's what she said you'd say.
I wish you'd have told me that Americans were coming to visit. Is it just one? Well.
Yes. Meg's the one who took your ugly ceramic monstrosity off our hands.
Well, I quite like ugly porcelain, as you know. What's my favourite piece?
The pig playing the piano.
There's a pig playing the piano and a lamb playing a guitar. Or is it a violin?
It's a violin. And you a musician.
It's a piece of pottery.
That doesn't make it nice.
I like it.
Weirdo.